Hey, what is up everybody? This is Mike, and I'm doing another one of the Adventure Games series, which recently started by Cosmos Games. They sent me a review copy of the newest one, the Volcanic Island, and like I did for the last one, and for all these kind of games where it's sort of a one-off experience, I'm going to do a playthrough that shows some of the early parts of the gameplay, but that's where I'm going to stop, because I want you to decide if you want to experience it for yourself. In this case, for the Volcanic Island, I'm taking up the persona of some college students doing some investigative studies. And for solo, I have to pick at least 2 of them, but hey, let's go for the whole group, because then it just makes kind of like the little puzzle of getting each other together and sharing cards more fun. So we've got Kateza, a history major, Ayana, a botany major, Sato, a forensics major, and Jerome, a major of needing some facial cleaning immediately, but also mechanical engineering. And they each have an element, too, not sure why, but maybe we'll Captain Planet it up later to have to find our heart buddy. And we can just jump straight in with this one. The rules are super straightforward, and you'll see them as I play. So let's get to our introductory narrative. And by the way, if you download the free Cosmos app, they have all of this narrated for you if you enjoy that kind of thing. The game starts. We'll see if they're ready. With this thought in mind, Pico Abreu's gaze wanders through the room and over the small circle of students who are currently engaged in a lively discussion. The 1989 winter semester is almost over. Participation in the seminar, The Secrets of Our Island, is always popular, because only those who receive an invitation are allowed to enroll. In addition to basic instruction in a strange whistling language and forensics, significant fieldwork as well as the rediscovering and examination of occult and esoteric beliefs are on the syllabus. So getting to the conclusion for today's discussion, says Abreu, interrupting the conversation. As you may know, there's a smuggling ring on this island. Art, exotic animals, counterfeit money. Fortunately, the gang has renounced armed violence. Until recently, the police seem to have had it mostly under control. But now something has changed. The last known illegal activities all took place simultaneously with natural events such as earthquakes, hailstorms, lightning strikes, and the like. The smugglers used these as diversions, performing their crimes while law enforcement officers were busy elsewhere. According to a reliable source, another operation will soon take place near the large gorge on the island. Due to several rockfalls, however, this is blocked and the police cannot intervene themselves, and that's where we come in. My informant has asked me to take a closer look. As part of our forensics fieldwork, we'll go there on Saturday and take a look around. In doing so, we should pay attention to anything unusual that might otherwise be overlooked. Maybe we can shed some light on the matter. As the weekend approaches, you consider canceling the excursion as a severe storm is in the forecast. In addition, there's a note on Professor Abreu's office door. I have a cold. Go without me. You are too curious to wait, so you get into your rickety car early in the morning and take the long drive to the gorge. The tight hairpin turns offer spectacular views, at least for those who don't mind heights, such as Jerome and Kateza. Sato, on the other hand, must keep shutting his eyes, and Ayana snores quietly. Finally, you reach the small parking lot at the gorge entrance. The wind has picked up and the volcano has already disappeared into the clouds. Worried, you look at each other. So are we ready, guys? I don't know, Ayana. The sky's pretty cloudy already. Come on, Kateza, we have a clear assignment. Turning back is not one of them. That's the right attitude, Sato. Come on, some exercise won't do us any harm. I knew you'd be game, Jerome. All right then, let's get going. You get out of the car. I'm sorry, I didn't know who was talking in that dialogue. So it says take M1, the first mission card. Place it face up, and to the left of T1 and T2. Let me show you those. So these T1 and T2 cards form my little time track, and when time passes through some method, I don't know how yet, you'll increase it. And if you get to level 6, you read 999, which doesn't sound like it's a good thing. As for our first mission, Professor Abreu's instructions to you are unmistakable. Explore the gorge and look for clues that have escaped the police. Pay attention to unusual things. I don't know why we're like college students and police investigators, but let's see what happens. So if you didn't see my previous Adventure Games video, they have these location cards that you explore. And you have your little character pawns, and you go in turn order, and whenever it's your turn, you can pick one of these numbers to go to. And you can just explore it by reading that number in the adventure book. Or you can combine it with items and read a combined number, or combine 2 items together. But for now, let's just investigate. And hey, this is a quick note from Mike from the future. I accidentally forgot that you read an entry at the beginning of going to each location, so I'm going to show that, but then you'll see I won't have tokens on the board and I won't refer to it in the right way, so you'll see what I'll figure out later. Place Jose's token on the space below 205. Your car is parked at the gorge entrance. The weather appears to be holding. You look around the small plateau. Normally the first tourist groups are already well on their way by now. Today, however, just a single goat walks around, and a boy dozes leaning against a rock, his cap pulled down far over his face. There's an information board behind you. So I built out a little random order for my people, and I've got Jerome going first. He's a mechanical engineer, so why don't I have him check out the car? Okay, 202. This old clunker is rickety, but it's brought you safely to your destination yet again. You grab the rope and harness from the trunk and all your cash from the glove compartment. Take cards 10, 11, and 4 money tokens. So we've got these little money tokens, and I'll just put those on Jerome, although you can freely trade stuff at any point when you're on the same location. And additionally, as they noted, we've got ropes and a harness. We probably want to combine those, right? Yeah, let's have Kateza, who's a history major, do that on her turn. And when you combine cards, it's pretty simple. You take their 2 numbers and use it to form a 4-digit number with the lower number first. So this will be entry 10, 11. And now to summarize for you, it says I prepare the climbing equipment with skilled hands. So now 10 and 11 combine into 12. Okay, next up is Ayana, a botany major. I guess she can check out the goat, maybe? And it says the goat ignores me and stares at the cactus while chewing on something. Lovely. Alright, so next is Sato. He's the forensics major. Should he go check out the tape or the map? Let's look at the map first. The board shows a map of the gorge. You are standing at You Are Here. A village lies 15 minutes uphill in the southeastern direction. In the other direction, it takes 2 hours to travel down the gorge to the sea. The hiking club recommends sturdy shoes, sufficient drinking water, and warns against making the trek during storms. By the way, feeding the animals is prohibited. Okay, place location card B face down above, not on top of location card A. From now on, you can always go to the village. If you're going there for the first time, reveal location card B and go to B. Here it is, but I don't think we need to head out there quite yet. First, let's have Jerome check out 203. At the entrance to the gorge, there is a large cactus. Normally, the parrots, goats, and/or tourists strip it of all its fruits. At present, however, there is a single ripe prickly pear on it. But to eat it would be rather prickly undertaking. The canyon entrance is also blocked with barrier tape. The police didn't bother too much with that. Take card 13. Is there an OK token placed below 203? If yes, you can go to location card C. Otherwise, read on here. Just as you're about to climb over the barrier tape, the boy resting there calls out, "Hey, you can't go through there." But I got a prickly pear. Should I feed the goat? The thing said not to feed the goat, but Kateza doesn't like to listen to rules, so sure, she's going to feed that goat. Or wait, what is 205? 205 is nothing? Okay, I guess I'll check that first. A boy is leaning against a rock. Oh, okay, there's the boy. A boy is leaning against a rock. Oh, okay, there's the boy. If there's an OK token below location 203, your turn ends here. No. Otherwise, continue reading. You squat down in front of the boy. A childlike voice comes from under his big cap. What do you want? Good morning. Isn't it... Wait, who's this, Kateza? Good morning. Isn't it quite early for you to be up and about? What's your name? Jose. And you? You tell him your names and he nods. Are you all alone here? No, Cabrita is here. Jose points to the goat. My dad works near the village. You ask with a smile, and what are you two doing here, Cabrita and you? He sits up a little. Yesterday I saw someone go into the canyon. Teresa has forbidden that, because she's with the police, you know. And now we'll make sure nobody goes into the canyon anymore. That's an important task. You look around conspiratorially. Listen, we have a secret assignment. Jose looks at you curiously. What is it? We're supposed to investigate the canyon for the university. Is the university something like the police? Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm going to do? If you let us through, we'll give you a reward. That perks him up. Jose looks at you with fascination and says, Wow, I'd like something sweet from Francisca up in the village, please. Then I'll let you go into the canyon. Alright, so we can go to the canyon. But no, Ayana, she's going to feed the goat a prickly pear. So she'll borrow it from Jerome, and it's the exact same thing as combining items, except you combine the item number and the location exploration number. So here would be 13204. The young goat drops a piece of paper from her mouth. Then she grabs a prickly pear and starts chewing on it. There's something hypnotic about watching that happen. Time flies, but you don't watch her for that long. Okay, put 13 in the box and take 22. What is it? A torn library card, and it tells us it's a clue. The Island Post Special Edition. Naira Gonzalez. Okay, 389. Okay, not sure what to make of that yet, but it might be useful later, I guess. All right, with our options somewhat exhausted here, let's have Sato head to B. And I guess he'll borrow all the money from Jerome so we can buy the treat for Jose. After a good half hour, you finally arrive in the village, sweating profusely. Whoever wrote the info board is either in top shape or drastically understated the difficulty. Panting, you look around. A huge tree spans most of the small village square. On one of its branches sits a green parrot. In the background is a beautiful building. To the left of the village square is a merchant selling goods. To the right is the small village church. If you're reading this for the first time, time will pass. Advance the time by 1. Let's talk to the lady first. Put an OK token below location 104. As long as there's a character here, the merchant is distracted. What, are we going to rob her? If no one is standing at location 104 anymore, place the OK token immediately in the supply. The merchant has pulled her big hat down over her face and has made herself comfortable in her folding chair. She's got some boxes of goods. As you approach, her face splits into a big smile. Come closer. Well, what can Francisca do for you? Do you fancy some sweet almond nougat? Or do you prefer air-dried beef jerky? Maybe you want to enjoy the beautiful view with these binoculars? Okay, put 1 money token in the box for the almond nougat and take 14. 2 for the dried meat. 3 for the binoculars. Huh. We'll definitely spend 1 for the treat for the boy. But I don't know if I want to blow basically all the money we have in the world for something else. Here's my little OK token, by the way. And yes, almond nougat. He's going to like that. All right, and Jerome wants to get in on this action. Let's see. Why don't we see what that building 103 is? The house looks expensive. It stands in clear contrast to the rest of the village. You notice the steel cables that lead through the air up to the upper village. You're about to knock on the door when the merchant calls out, "You're out of luck. Nobody's home today." Then she continues a little quieter. "The property belongs to Senora Gonzalez, a famous art dealer from Puerto Montes. She's an elderly lady. She occasionally spends a few days here and likes to stay alone. She even has food delivered by cable car from the restaurant. She left yesterday, though, so you can save yourself the trouble." When she turns back to her goods, the merchant calls out angrily, "You feathered fiend," and starts a rant at the parrot that has attacked one of her boxes. You almost don't hear the clanking and clanging from inside the house. You stare at the merchant, but she continues to curse loudly and remains distracted. Quickly, you press an ear to the door and listen. Muffled, lumbering noises, a clattering sound, then silence. Has a cat knocked something over, or is there more to it? Are you going to let this thing go, 232, or do you want to get to the bottom of the noise? Then, however, you must somehow get into the house. I think Jerome seems like the inquisitive type, so let's try to get to the bottom. Aha, so you want to break into the house, huh? Well, I didn't mean to do it that way. I'm sure that would take some time. Oh, but if there's an OK token below location 104, go to 432. Your accomplice, I guess that's Sato, asks, trying to sound curious, "Where are the things that you are selling made?" Francisca's eyes widen. "Finally, someone who doesn't just want to buy something fast. So if you're really interested in the regional production of my specialties, I'll tell you." That worked. She's distracted and begins a long monologue. You turn to the front door and gently push the handle. Locked. Damn. If you have 17, we don't. Otherwise, take 85 and read it aloud. Huh. Finally, nobody's watching you, but the door is locked. Who wants to try to open it? Well, I guess Jerome. He's the mechanical engineering person. It can't be Sato, so okay, 832. Okay, they're busy. Let's go. You press your body against the door, turn the handle, and then take a well-timed blow where you suspect the bolt to be. It rattles briefly, but then you hear a promising clack. There you go, so I still got it. A quick glance back over your shoulder shows Francisca ranting away. Only the green parrot makes you a little nervous. It flew up to the roof above you and watches you with interest. Okay, put 85 in the box. Place A1 face up to the left of location bar B. Place your character on A1. Oh, time flies. We lose 1 time, then go to 111. Oh, cool. This is new. Little supplementary locations. So what have we got? Like a painting on the back there, some books, and then is that like a baseball bat or something in a glass case? Let's look at that first, 151. First, you notice a cylindrical wooden box on the shelf. It's secured by a locking mechanism which appears to require the entry of 3 numbers. A symbol is displayed next to each number range. Triangle, square, circle. Then you scan the rest of the little library. Here you can find Cervantes' Don Quixote, Nostradamus' The Prophecies, Sun Tzu's The Art of War, even an old edition of Darwin's On the Origin of Species. Darwin's book lies on a pull-out shelf on which a large, richly decorated square symbol can be seen. The book is opened at Chapter 2, Variation Under Nature. Take card 20. So let's see, an ornate box. The box should open with the right combination, but who knows if an incorrect code will destroy the contents. You can try to open the container at any time. Proceed to entry XYZ20, or XYZ corresponds to the 3-digit code. We only get 3 chances, and then it breaks. My first kind of simple guess is it 340, right? Like for the sides of the shapes? Or wait, I guess that would be a 1, right? Does a circle have a single side? Yeah. So yeah, 3, 4, 1, 20. Well, let's try that, and then if that doesn't work, we can look at those books again and the Origin of Species thing. And nope, nothing even around there exists, so that's 1x. Well, here, I guess Ayana and Kateza can sneak in too, so let's have Kateza first. Look more at the books, 152. The coffee table made of dark wood is bare except for the large coat of arms which is embedded in its surface and shows a stylized parrot. On it stood a sculpture which now lies broken on the floor. Light sand flows from its broken neck and can be found all around the coffee table. The numeral 8 is depicted in a circle on its base. Animal tracks lead from the sculpture to the window. There, one of the shutters clutters quietly in the wind. You squat down, empty the sculpture completely, and run your fingers through the sand. In the sand you find a piece of colored paper with a triangle on it. The other half is missing. Was it stolen? Take 40. Oh, great. So I'm missing the part that actually would have the number. Alright, so 8 was the circle, and then the square was on chapter 2, so 2, 8. We just need to figure out what the triangle is. So, hey, Ayana, come look at this thing. The picture with the title Favorable Opportunity shows an island off the coast, hardly more than a big gray rock. Some black and red speckles can be seen on it. As you get closer, you can see that there are people carrying torches in their hands. Who would voluntarily live on an inhospitable rock like that, and why? Alright, so I'm still not sure what the number is. Maybe the parrot broke the thing and, got the paper in his mouth or something? Let's talk to 102. A parrot eyes you, whistling from one of the branches. From the branches you hear more whistling and squawking. The birds seem to be having a great time. When you turn away, you hear a croaky voice. 5 to 3, followed by a rumbling noise. Irritated, you turn around and look at the bird. He's puffing himself up, slanting his head and saying, "Well, he's hungry." Okay, well, unless I give him my nougat, which I don't want to do, I can't feed him. But 5 to 3, could that refer to the triangle? Now, that wouldn't really make sense, because why would they have given me the paper in that case? Although I guess worst case scenario, I can guess 5 for its value if I can't find anything else. Alright, I guess we can freely move from the location without the lady noticing? I'm not sure. Let's look at 101. Around the trunk of the old tree hangs a sign. Planted in memory of the volcanic eruption of May 6, 1883. This tree is protected. Do not damage it. In the treetop, you can hear several parrots squawking. That wasn't too useful. Alright, Kateza. I guess check out 105. The church is whitewashed to keep it cooler. Today this is unnecessary because the sky is overcast and a fresh breeze is blowing. The clock shows the time is shortly after 9. Curious, you walk toward the entrance. A flashing sign announces the church is open. So you step inside and look around. Shortly after, a man in a monk's robe comes out of a door further back in the room. He carries some paper and is lost in thought. When he notices you, he smiles in a friendly way and says in a deep voice, "Welcome to our church. I'm Father Sylvia. At the moment I am busy with the preparations for Mass, but we can talk later." With this, he turns back to his papers. Let's have Ayana try the ornate box again. Am I carrying it with me? I mean, it is an item card, right? So I guess so. But yeah, let's try 5 for the triangle. So 5, 2, 8, 20. And if that doesn't work, then we'll wait for our third X until we actually get a real clue. Alright, and that would be a big nope. So that's 2 X's. Let's stop for now. But Sato's going to take the nougat he bought, and let's go chat with our boy. So I'll combine the card with him. That'd be 14,205. Jose stands next to you as you unwrap the almond nougat and hand it to him. He looks at it with big eyes. "Ooh, here, Cabrito, we'll go 50-50. He takes a handful of nougat pieces and holds them out to the goat. He shoves the rest into his own mouth and says with his mouth full, "Going to the canyon, but don't tell anyone I let you in." Okay, so we lose 14. We get location card C to the left of location card A. We also place an OK token below 203, so now we can go whenever we want. All right. Let's have Brave Jerome lead the way, but first he'll borrow the climbing equipment from Kateza. I have a feeling we might need it in this location. You get here in an hour. This time the estimated time in the information board was more accurate. High above you is a cave. On the left you can see a narrow path that leads to a pile of rubble. Clear, knee-deep water fills most of the canyon bottom. On the right is a large rock on which a fig tree is growing. At the other end, the gorge continues, and advance time by 1 again. So we're at 3 time, only a few more before we get to 6. And let's see. We try to climb up there or to the tree, but first let's investigate the water. The sun shines briefly through the crowds and illuminates something in the water. Slowly you wade to the spot and feel something. Take 17. Oh, hairpins. That was the one they asked if we had to get into the room without distracting the lady. Okay, well, still may be useful later. Alright, Kateza, why don't you come over and look at 305? Through the knee-deep water, you reach the end of the canyon. From here, the hike takes another hour. Then you'll reach the sea at the end of the gorge. Place location card D face down below location card C. From now on, you can go further down into the gorge at any time. When you do it the first time, go to D. Alright, so not going to go to D yet. So instead, have Hayana come in and look at 302. I'm not going up there. The path was only suitable for geckos and mountain goats before, but now the path is covered by a huge pile of boulders. This has also dammed up the brook and formed a small lake. At first glance, you don't see anything unusual. Probably a normal rockfall, but maybe there's something interesting hiding under the pile of rocks. But to try to uncover it would be quite risky. If you still want to try, 167. Well, why not? Short playthrough, let's go for it. There's a piece of paper stuck in the rubble. Unfortunately, it's out of reach. Do you want to keep going and get it? If yes, decide who's going to risk it. Alright, we'll have Jerome go again, because maybe he'll get crushed. 567. Yes, I got it! You proudly pull the paper out when you realize the slope is crashing down on you. Oh no! Shortly afterward, it's dark because of all the dust in the air, and you're alone with your thoughts. Great, this is the third time since I've been on the island. Why does this always happen to me? When the air clears a little, you see you were very lucky. A few inches to the left and you would have been buried by the landslide. Relieved, you brush yourself off. Let's see what we found here. Put 25, 28, and 88 in the box, and put an X on 302, take 21. Note, we now know when it happens. 3/14/1989. Prepare everything. You look from the note to your wristwatch. Man, that's just in a few days. All right, now let's have Sato try to climb to that cave, right? 12/301. Even with the climbing equipment, it won't be easy. You scan with your eyes for the most promising route, estimate the time, and look with a frown at the darkening sky. It'll take me at least an hour, maybe two, and the storm is already pretty darn close. If you still want to climb up, no, I don't think so. I've only got 3 hours left before the storm hits, and it's going to take 1 just to go down to D, so let's ignore that. Let's have Jerome check the fig tree. Let's take a little break at the fig tree first. This trudging around is pretty exhausting. While you're resting, you notice some chalk markings on the rock where you're sitting. They can't be that old, otherwise the rain shower the day before yesterday would have washed them away. What's this? Someone has left a pack of cigarettes behind. Huh. Okay. Someone was here who likes to smoke Chameleon brand cigarettes. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's have Jerome go to location D, and after that I think we'll call it on this playthrough. Let's see what we can find. The descent takes another hour. Time flies for you, though. When you arrive, you enjoy the view. Straight ahead, you see the roaring sea. On the left, a volcano berry bush is growing from the rock. On the right, the narrow path continues downhill. It winds itself around a natural stone arch. High up at the edge of the canyon, you notice a light glimmering. Okay, if you're reading for the first time, time will advance. We're at 4 out of 6. Let's see what that glimmering light is about. That seems suspicious. I knew I wasn't wrong. There's light flickering up there. It stands out against the cloudy sky. You also recognize 2 shadowy figures. A hasty movement follows and they're gone. Did they see you? There's nothing more to be seen in the poor lighting conditions. Who dares to go up there in this weather? Okay, Kateza. Nothing there yet, right, with the arch. Let's have her check out the plant. Or no, I guess Ayana's the botanist. Let's have her check out 403. This spot is below the light you see at the upper edge of the canyon. Does something just fall down? You search the place and actually discover a worn-out leather sandal. I'm sure its owner will miss it. If necessary, however, it's also suitable for squatting mosquitoes. Squatting? I think that's swatting. When you bend down and grab it, your sixth sense warns you and you jump backward. Just in time, because where you stood a fraction of a second ago, several boulders are now crashing down. Motionless, you wait to see if there's more to come. No, it's quiet again. Take 29. What the heck? I still got the sandal. Alright, another clue. Okay, Ayana, use your botany and check out that plant. Look, a volcano berry bush. The berries are slightly poisonous. When mixed with alcohol, they can put even an elephant into a deep sleep. Take 26. Nice. So we got a handful of volcano berries. Alright, Sato. I guess check out 401. I still don't think 404 will have anything there yet, right? From here you can see the sea for the first time on the canyon hike. On beautiful days it lies calm and blue and rolls gently to the small beach with a jetty. Today, however, you can already hear the rumbling of the surf from up here and the wind blows the sea spray on you. Further out there's not much to see. Everything lies in dense fog. Going down there would be risky. Hard to tell how high the waves are already and if you can get to the beach safely at all. Do you really think that's a good idea? Any of you want to go down? Alright, Sato. Let's try it. 409. You watch the rhythm of the waves closely for some time, listen to the whistling of the wind, feeling the increasing patter of the rain and the spray. Distant water cannot extinguish a nearby fire. That's close enough for me. And wet and dangerous too. Oh, I guess Sato was the wrong choice. An X token can't go there. Alright, so I guess we'll look at 404, the last one. As you approach, you suddenly hear a whimper and the head of a little dog appears. Awesome. He looks at you with big, watery eyes. Take the dog token and place it on the space to the left of 404. Oh, look at the little doggy. The little pup wears a leather collar and a blue bandana. How'd you get up here on this arch? When he hears your voice, he barks at the answer and crawls toward you. Good boy. Climbing the arch is no problem for you, but hard for a dog. I'm sure you didn't get up here by yourself, did you? Who would ever think of abandoning you up here? Well, let's get you down first, then we'll see. Easier said than done. As soon as you approach the dog and are an arm's length away, he withdraws, trembling. Obviously, he's more afraid of you now than the height. This isn't going to work. I must calm him down or distract him playfully. Maybe I should throw a chanclas at him? Or I could feed him the berries and put him to sleep? That seems like a bad idea. Alright, sure, dogs like to chew shoes, right? Let's try that. Quickly you climb up and slowly peek over the edge of the rock so as not to frighten the dog. Soothingly you coax and lure him with the sandal. Look what I've got for you, a nice toy! His eyes follow the sandal, his tail wags, and his instinct to play is awakened. He grabs the sandal and chews happily on it for the next few moments. You carefully put your arms around him and begin the descent. When you're safely back on the ground, the sandal's only good as a fly swatter. Well, let's see what your name is. The name Nacho is emblazoned on his collar. As you look at his bandana, Nacho bristles up for no apparent reason and looks intensely from the arch to the rocks above. You don't see anything unusual, except for those people who went away, though. Suddenly he tears himself away with a yelp and bolts up the path as if stung by a bee. Place the dog token in the supply and 1 X token on 404. Take 23. No, come back, my friend. But okay, I've got the dog's bandana. And I think for now we're going to stop there. I've sort of investigated the first 4 locations. I can go up and climb the cave and see if the storm hits. I can go back to town and buy something else. Maybe I can show the dog's bandana to Jose or the store owner, see if they know who it is. But there you go. There's a little sneak peek of the adventure games, the Volcanic Island. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next stop.